The version of you that is coming is worth the wait. Man, there's a motivational line. What does that mean? Like what in the world does that mean? I heard this line and it sounded so okay. I don't think that motivational content is actually bad. I think it's good. That being said, I think it's very important to understand what is said in a way that makes sense. It's meaningful. Like the version of you that is coming is worth the wait. I'm 50 years old, right? I'm 50. How would that apply to somebody that is my age or our age that has not known a lot of success in our lives? Like, what would that mean? Another thing that I've heard in connection to this is that most of us are mourning about the version, mourning for the version of the man we thought we would be now, and we're not. I thought, you know what? When I was younger, I never really thought anything about the future. What kind of man would I be? What would I look like? What did I want to accomplish? No, not at all. It was all about just survival. Make it through this moment. Make it through this situation. Make it through the day. Make it through the day. I didn't even barely think about tomorrow. The most I ever did when I was looking ahead was, wow, get to Saturday. I'm going to get to enjoy church on Saturday. Like that was it. I never conceived of church. I mean, of college. I never even conceived of graduating grade 12. All I did was survive from day to day to day. Each day that came up, I survived it. And when I did, then it was just relief. I made it through that day. It was just relief. I didn't have dreams of, I would like to accomplish this, go there, that kind of stuff, right? So this idea that I'm mourning what I thought I would be, the kind of man, like that version of the man that I thought I would be, no. So much as I'm mourning that I could have been building towards a version of a man that I could have built, created, and made. I could have made that in a sense. I mean, under God and stuff like that, but I could have made that. I could have made myself be a kind of man that I would want to be. And I wonder, like, I wonder what version of men we all were wanting to be, and what did we end up with? Like, where did we want to be, and what did we end up with? Like right now, like at my age, I look around me and I see men that are 50 years old, and they're homeowners, nice homes, and they didn't have any greater advantage in time and effort in life than I've had. But they're homeowners. You should see like I see these men, they 40, 50, 60 years of age, got Harley Davidson, beautiful bikes, beautiful cars, beautiful homes, wives and stuff like that. And now, admittedly, I am looking at the successful men more than I'm looking at the men who would identify as being failures, right? I don't look to other men who have failed and find comfort in that, because I don't like the failure that I am in. This failure is unpleasant. I'm not getting much out of it. I don't like it. So I wouldn't look at other men and say, "Oh, I'm going to get comfort that I'm not the only one." Maybe that might bring some comfort, maybe, but I lament that I haven't been able to do what they have done. And then, what if I had been dreaming? What if I'd been dreaming all this time, and I didn't achieve. I didn't get to the thing that I wanted to get to. What would that be like? And man, I'm not trying to make light of your situation, I think most were dreaming. I think most men were dreaming. I would like to achieve this. I would like to be that. I would like to accomplish this. And and it didn't happen. I'm lamenting that I lost out on what could have been if I'd only known, if I'd only understood. But what about those who have lost out? How do I say this? I'm trying to say this carefully. So I don't want to sound, how do I say this? I don't want to sound heartless or uncaring, right? But you have been dreaming. You did everything you were supposed to do, and it didn't work out. All right, I think I've oversold on this idea. So there's failure on what we wanted to be, and it didn't happen. So then, what now? What now? What do we do now? 50 years old, 60 years old, 40 years old. Now what? And this statement has come that the version of the man that is coming is worth the wait. I think there's some conditions on this. One, first and foremost, having faith in God. For me, that is how I process this world. The world makes sense to me when God is there. I'm like, okay, this makes sense. I get into the Bible and I'm like, man, there's a lot of answers there. Okay, fine. But how many people have believed in God and ended up in the same kind of circumstance that we're talking about here? All right, well then what? Okay. If I'm right, if I'm hearing this correctly, we got to start building intentionally and learning from those who have gained success, especially those who are successful at this point in our lives, at this point in their lives. And what is it that they're doing that we could adapt, that we could customize to our circumstances? I'm 50. I don't have, 80 years to look forward to. So I don't have that amount of time. So how would I take what Tony Robbins teaches and customize that to my situation? I think one of the big deals about this waiting, okay, and that what we're going to get into now will be worth it, is if we get intentional and learn from those who have actually been successful instead of learning the lessons that school brought us, the school system brought us, or the media, the legacy media brings us, or the lessons that we might get from, I don't know, the news or whatever. Like, let's go to people like Tony Robbins. How did he get successful? And is there lessons that we can pull from him that would apply to us now who have less time? How about Ed Milet? What about YouTubers and social media people who have found success? What are they teaching? Because I think that in order for the version to be worth it, we need to be intentional. And then what can we farm or mine? What can we mine? What lessons, what treasures can we mine from the years that we've already lived? Because I'm learning that if we just lament and regret these years we've already had, we miss out on the treasures. We miss out on the treasures, on the jewels, on the precious lessons and the precious things that we've paid for already with our lives, with our time. So we mine from our own lives. We farm from our own lives. We farm and mine from the lives of others and take the lessons from there and then customize that to our lives now, and then invest in ourselves now so that the version that is now coming out will be the version that we freaking want. And we're not going to compromise and do it the way that didn't work. I myself, I'm not interested in university unless it would give me the results and the outcomes that I want. I wouldn't do it. No. I want, okay, a little touch of anger there. So I'm going to just push that back a bit. And it's not just me, I. I'm saying this as a way of like, I think this would work for a lot of us men. Learn from those who have succeeded, customize it to our situation, and mine the lessons that will push us forward and push us out of this circumstance that we don't want to be in. We want to be men. We want to be the version of men that we desire to be and have success. So I'm going to mine my life and the lives of others, mine the lessons, mine the ideas, mine the information that will get me to the place where I want to be. And then, oh man, shoot, I almost forgot this, but implementation. We've got to find a way to implement these ideas, but do it in small increments, not try to, take over not something huge all at once, big giant leap. Just take the steps, take the steps, take the steps, keep it small enough so that we can consistently keep taking steps to improve, to self-improve, to become better and better and better until we become the version of men that we would respect. Thanks for watching. Bye for now.